Welcome back to Nick Lenz's novel review. This is episode number 36, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, 36. Just making sure. In this review, reviewing Star Wars Aftermath, Empires, and by Chuck Wendig. As far as I know, this is the last book of this trilogy. I don't think they're going to go any further. This is by the fact the ending did help set up some stuff that we see in Force Awakens. Simply put, this book picks up right after the events of the previous book, Light Depth. Basically, the events of Kashyyyk are the liberation of Kashyyyk is referenced in here, and of course we also have the infamous Battle of Jakku, which is the second time it's been depicted here in the novels. The first time was actually in Lost Stars. This is the second time. You get pretty much a little bit more outside perspective of the actual battle itself, because in Lost Stars it took place when it came to Battle of Jakku, which pretty much is like 6 months after the events of the Battle of Endor, and that one involved one Star Destroyer. This one involved the actual battle itself, for most of it anyways, but it's nice how they depict it, and pretty much the whole point of the book is just basically, up until they get to the Battle of Jakku itself, it builds it up really, really well. And unlike the first book, which featured just Wedge Antilles and no other character, I think it was a offhand reference to Luke. Heck, Luke doesn't make an appearance in this entire trilogy at all, because his reference that he's off fighting some old Jedi temple. Basically, he's hoping to rebuild the Jedi Order. Fine. And there's a small offhand reference that he did make a sort of an appearance. Now, at the end of the book, we get a chance to see the birth of Ben Solo, aka the main villain of Force Awakens. Not, the one played by Adam Driver. Yeah, this is his first chronological appearance. Excuse me, at the end of this book. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm trying to remember his name from the movie. It's been a little while since I watched it. I don't remember his Sith name, but yeah, you get a chance to see his birth at the end of the book. But pretty much the whole book is simply just Leia being pregnant the whole time, and so yeah, and it's also referenced after the Battle of Endor. Leia gets engaged. Now the reason why they're able to give birth so quickly because of how much time she spends on these certain planets. Yeah, it's very strange of how time works in and Lando's in here as well. Yeah, Lando, and he is simply he's back at Cloud City. He's back in control, and simply put, he's just kicking out the last of the Imperials that were basically there for the past few years at the place. They have been there since actually been there for a little over a year, ever since the Empire Strikes Back, that the Empire had been in control of Cloud City. And now since Lando's in control again, I guess why not? And plus also he went to go get a gift for Han and Leia's baby, aka Ben Solo. Han does a good chunk in the book too. Pretty much seems like almost a lot of the original trilogy characters get a chance to get shine. Heck, Mon Mothma gets a few scenes of her herself. Basically, she's recovering from the attack at the end of the previous novel. Where on Liberation Day, she was attacked, along with a good chunk of the New Republic government. Basically, after the events of Battle of Endor, the New Republic is immediately formed. Though they're having some trouble, and though it does have one thing in common, their Senate has one thing in common with the Old Republic Senate, they are very hesitant, and they're still arrogant as they were back. It seems like when it came to New Republic, when it came to how the Senate works, there's really no change at all. But the way that Mon Mothma basically gets a particular vote to go to Jakku and end the war, she pretty much threatens them all. She says to them, if you vote no, that means you're a traitor. Yeah, because she really wanted this war to end so badly, because the Empire is still out there, and she wants to have one last battle. And she gets it. She gets her battle, aka the Battle of Jakku, and it pretty much takes up a good chunk of this novel. So, pretty much, oh yeah, and get this. One of her new advisors, she gets two advisors. One gets killed toward the end of the book. The one advisor she actually hires, Sanjay, Sujay, I think his name is. He's an ex-Imperial agent, and apparently he likes to twist people's fingers, type of thing. And apparently he's hired as her advisor. Okay, fine. At least she actually get an advisor, get something for stuff she wants to do. And she refers to as Chancellor, not Supreme Chancellor, like the way it was. They just dropped one name, but excuse me. There are many references to Palpatine in the book, so yeah, Palpatine's referenced many times in the book. But yeah, the end of the Empire, and Stallone is basically off. Oh yeah, and Thrawn is referenced in here, so I cannot forget that. Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn is referenced in here. It's not stated he's dead. He is just. They say he's off in wild space with his own fleet. As for if, let's say, they could squeeze in the Thrawn trilogy, well, we'll find out when I get a chance to read the Thrawn novel, which I think came out a couple months ago. But yeah, this book is really, really good. I have a friend of mine basically who's a huge Thrawn fan, and I think he would actually enjoy this because there's a Thrawn reference in here. But for him, I start with the first book. Now, the first book is kind of a disappointment because it focuses on a bunch of characters we know nothing about, and the only character I recognized was Wedge Antilles. Wedge is basically referenced a few times. He doesn't make a physical appearance in the book at all. But yeah, and I like the fact it deals with the consequences of the previous volume, the previous book that came out, which was Light Debt. Chewie does not make an appearance in the book at all. They say he's still on Kashyyyk. Yeah, but this book is really good. I highly recommend it. But I also recommend getting the first 2 books of this trilogy, and I give this a 9 out of 10. Alright, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for episode 37. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for the next episode yet. I'll decide when I get to it, okay? But until then, I will see you there.